I completely agree with what you're saying because I was showing my wife Bath and Body Works has a Black History Month collection now. The fuck is this? And someone was like, support this. I'm like, why?
All right, hey, so real quick, Donovan, I know you had some shit to say about the month of February, right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. Okay. All right. So for Black History Month for February 2022, man, I just been feeling really salty about the whole ordeal because essentially I feel like this whole month has been condensed into basically a Hallmark holiday. Um just from the posts online seeing top 50 black anime time and 90% of them aren't black and number 1 is Piccolo, seeing the Kente. And it's like it's I know
Wait,
it's some of it's a shit post, but
say that
people are treating
again.
it real.
Say that again.
Say what?
Wait, what you just said about Piccolo?
Piccolo was number 1 black character in anime of all time. It was on. He was number 1.
Man, all right, bro.
And I know it's some of it's for shits and giggles, but people are taking that shit seriously, man. And it's like
Ooh,
that's not the right kind of post for this kind of month. And I don't know. I see Kente hat memes, OTEP memes, and you know what I'm saying. I mean, I see the NFL with their social justice for everyone, and then
Fuck out of here.
they treat Brian Flores the way they treat him.
Yep.
Um, I just see just a lot of lip. It's just lip service. It's commercialism. I
Cap.
mean, it's all cap. I mean, Static Shock hasn't had merchandise in fucking years. It never had. And now in February of 2022, announced you got a shirt and a skateboard and you got merchandise up and other milestone characters. Okay. I mean, you
wow.
could have done it at any point during last year or whenever the last 5 to 10 years, but now you're gonna do it. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying, man? It just feels all pretentious, man. It just feels like almost like like Valentine's Day, but African themed throughout a whole month. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like a Hallmark lip service commercialized thing. And then, I mean, sure, there's a few honest things that are being done. People are doing events. Sure, there's a
Right.
few posts of trying to show real historical history and real people of color in history doing, but I don't know, man. The whole thing just seems really just pretty much just watered down and just a trend. You know what I mean? Just a trend to
Like
cash
like
in, and that everyone wave their flag, feel good for a month, and back to normal until till Pride Month in the summer. So
Oh man.
yeah, like some kind of weird cash grab.
yeah, like a weird cash grab. You wear your
Cause
something's being done.
uh
I don't know, man.
all right, cause speaking to I completely agree with what you're saying because I was showing my wife Bath and Body Works has a Black History Month collection now.
Oh,
Fuck
And
is
I'm like,
that?
oh, hey, I'll put the picture in the Discord. It blew my. I was like, what and I said when I saw it, the fuck is this? And someone was like, support this. I'm like, why? Why should I? Is it made by black creators? Like, did a black person make this and Bath and
Nope.
Body Works is promoting it for them, or is this Bath and Body Works shit?
oh
So
man.
I
and so
mean,
I asked, what? I don't know.
man, like
I
how
feel
many, hey, Mike, how many black people you ever seen that work at Bath and Body Works?
I've seen three in my lifetime.
Norfolk does. Yeah, Norfolk. I mean, I've seen like 4 or 5. I mean, I guess VA. It's a little bit more common or whatever, but
Because I mean, it's not. I get what y'all are saying. This isn't being critical of Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not being critical of that. but we should be more critical of these companies and these corporations that are using this as a way just to get us to spend money with them and get us into the door because it's bullshit. Like it's clearly bullshit, bro. At the end of the day, I would rather prefer these companies just come out and admit that they're using this as a way for us to spend money with them, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? When Microsoft, like, why the fuck is Microsoft putting out a tweet with an Xbox symbol in the colors of the African flag? Why are they
Like,
doing it,
like,
bro?
and that I mean, I hope that wasn't a real tweet. Like, I hope that some of this stuff is like troll posts. You know what I'm saying? To make fun of. I mean, I guess I hope that it's not real, but I'm also, I guess, I don't know, man. It's a double edged sword, dude. Some of this shit really, we don't need, like you said, certain companies with the African colors logos for. You know, I mean, imagine Ed Boon came out with the MK logo with the African colors on there with Jax. Jackie
The
Briggs
the
on that bitch, yo.
the,
Like,
the,
I'll
the,
be
the
like, what
Mortal
the
the Mortal Kombat dragon has a Kinte hat on.
Dog. Oh my goodness, bro. The History Month combat pack with
fuck?
with Jax and the dashiki.
The
You know what
Mr.
I'm saying?
T skin.
Come on, bro.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying?
And the
For real.
Pam Grier skin for Jackie Briggs.
Bro, we get spawned with the Kente hat, bro, and motherfucking come on, bro. Like, what are we doing here, man? We get Noob Saibot. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing, bro?
The African special limited edition African stage.
Come
Like,
on, bro. Like, nah, but I get what you're saying. Like, cause that just plays more into the bullshit right there. And like that plays more into the bullshit. I mean, I didn't want to talk about this on air, but I gotta address it, man.
go ahead,
Like
man. Go ahead.
this whole Joe Rogan situation to me falls into that same category, man. It's a lot of cap. It's a whole lot of cap. At the end of the day, man,
Mm.
what do we know about Joe Rogan prior to all of it? I don't listen to the Joe Rogan podcast. I'm gonna assume neither of y'all do either, right?
Honestly, man, just maybe bits and pieces of what other people say about him. I don't
Okay.
actually watch live or.
Speaking of that,
Go ahead,
there's
brother.
a comedian. There's a
Hmm.
comedian, Ace Vaughn.
Okay.
He did a little skit. It's a little animated skit on YouTube. I'll post the link. But basically, I guess I don't watch Joe Rogan either.
Nope.
But I guess what it is that he's infamous now for saying the N word on his podcast or something like that.
Right. Okay.
And he made a comedy skit of him saying it like, I guess he was counting the amount of times he was saying it. And I guess the whole thing was that he was comfortable saying it and he didn't get any, I guess he didn't get any backlash for it. And on top of that, like he got like $100 million deal. But
Hmm.
usually,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, because I kind of read up on it after after the thing, because the joke. So after reading up on it, I'm like, damn, $100 million. And then Spotify made a statement saying that it wasn't, you know, I guess because the show is too popular, we're not going to take down this show.
Okay. So my whole point of what I was trying to say here is it was never a secret. There's two things that I always knew about Joe Rogan. Going back to when he was the Fear Factor guy, and then he was the UFC guy, the comedian weed smoker guy, and then the podcaster guy.
Right.
The two things that I knew about Joe Rogan is that number one, he was an asshole, and number two, the guy was gonna say whatever the fuck he wanted to say, regardless. Those were the two things that I knew about him. And
Mm-hmm.
he was a commentator for the UFC, which is one of the most popular sports, MMA, excuse me, one of the most popular sports in North America right now. So the fact that this guy uses the N word or used it on his show never surprised me. That was never a secret. You know what I'm saying? If it was a secret, motherfuckers wouldn't have been able to pull up clips of him saying this shit over the last decade of which he's had this fucking podcast. The issue that I have with all of this cap that's going on here is that Spotify could easily give up that $100 million because they paid him $100 million. Whatever money they get, whatever money they paid him to do this podcast has already paid itself off 3 and 4 times over by this point.
Yeah.
The whole point of what I got to say about this is that motherfuckers can pretend that they care about a white man using the N-word. Be told they don't fucking care about somebody doing things that offend us because as black people in America, we are not in a position to where we can affect somebody's bag. Us boycotting Spotify, quote unquote, is not going to take food out of nobody's mouth. That's not going to affect anybody's bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers can be on Twitter all day long talking about how mad they are that Joe Rogan is saying nigger with the R on the end of it. But Spotify is going to look at it like, we don't give a fuck about that. Why? Because we still going to clear this 100 G's. Y'all motherfuckers are still going to listen to your favorite rap artist on our app that supports Joe Rogan. But you mean to tell me that UFC / ESPN can still broadcast fights with this guy commentating? Word? Nobody is sending tweets to ESPN or Disney to have this guy removed as a commentator? Nope. Why? Because even if you did, they not gonna fucking do it. But Paul Pierce can get fired for getting a haircut from some joints in his crib? Word? Okay. Let's make this let's make this make sense, bro. Like, I don't want to get on the soapbox or nothing like that, but let's just call out cap when we see it, bro. Let's really just address the cap when we see it here. Y'all can't tell me that y'all are actually mad at Joe Rogan when this didn't really get exposed. It'd be different if we didn't notice about this fucking guy to begin with. I don't plan on listening to the Joe Rogan podcast because I didn't listen to it before. But it only matters when somebody is saying something that is affecting a group of people that can take money out of their pocket. And that's all I'm going to say right there. I'm going to leave it right there, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. I mean, this issue is being piggybacked another issue as well. So that other issue with his comments about the beer bug and the pandemic is what got him in the hot seat, really, and not really the N-word usage. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because what's this? Certain artists, because, I mean, basically, there's the mainstream TV saying that Joe Rogan needs to have some limitations. He's saying false information, spreading false information out there with the CDC guidelines and all this and other shit. And so I forgot the singer, the singer that the first one who kind of pulled his music off Spotify. What's his name? Neil Young's music, right? So Neil Young removed his music, and then a couple of other singers are following suit with him to pull their music off their the channel as well. And then that's when the hot seat started to boil a little bit for Joe Rogan.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
So that was the main issue. Now the N-word is this it came afterwards. That was like, oh, we can put this on top of that for extra damage, so to speak.
So was that? So let's see here. If we playing spades, was that the big joker, the little joker, or the deuce of spades?
The music pilling. I mean.
No.
All right. The N-word, that was just little. That was minor, man. Like, because like you said before, he's been saying it all this time, freely, willy nilly, and he had no heat for it. It took this moment to pull this up to make it into some kind of effect. You know what I mean? Because no one was talking about it beforehand until the Spotify deal with pulling music off him and Neil Young pulling music off it and his other friends and colleagues pulling music off it. That's when it started to become a hot seat for Joe Rogan, and now we have the N-word usage as a potential outlet to try to do a little bit more damage to that as well. So this whole thing would not have surfaced if it wasn't for basically Neil Young pulling his music off Spotify.
So super cap.
Super cap, essentially, man. Kappa Mania is running wild.
He said Kappa Mania.
T-shirts coming soon on the behind the scene merchandise website.
Nah, I mean, I don't know, bro.
Man.
Like, I didn't want to address it, but it had to be addressed, man. Like,
yeah, man.
Like, they just got to cut the bullshit here, man. Like, for real, bro. Like, when all of these black fighters that are under contract to UFC were on his show, when Kanye West, when Freddie Gibbs, when Dave Chappelle, Donnell Rawlings, rest in peace to Charlie Murphy, when all of these dudes were on his podcast, nobody was in the comment section or on Twitter saying, well, did y'all know at Kanye West or at Freddie Gibbs or at Dave Chappelle, did you know that Joe Rogan said the N-word 100 times on his podcast? Nah, motherfuckers wasn't doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And for the record, bro, fuck Joe Rogan. What the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, for real, fuck Joe Rogan. But I mean, we got to call out some cap when we see it here, bro. Like, if he was saying these things about a different group of people that could actually make a difference on somebody's bottom line, this wouldn't be an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, Spotify jumped the ship for me when Joe Budden left that platform. So fuck it, man. Fuck it.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's really nothing much more to say about it. Doubt anything's. The money's been made. He's not going to lose guests. You know what I'm saying? The money's still going to be made on his part. Dude's got to wrestle. They got to get. At the end of the day, it's all about the check. Like, dude's got to wrestle. What's his name? The commentator who's next to him. He's not going to say anything.
Oh, Daniel Cormier ain't saying shit. He ain't saying a damn thing, bro. He ain't saying a motherfucking thing, man. Francis Ngannou is the heavyweight champion of the UFC, but who interviewed him after his last fight? Kamaru Usman is from fucking Nigeria. Israel Adesanya is from fucking Nigeria. John Jones. When these guys fight and win, who's gonna interview them after they fight? Stephen A. Smith ain't saying a motherfucking thing about Joe Rogan on First Take at all, but he can call out Kyrie Irving and Colin Kaepernick. Okay. All right, I'm good, bro. My bad, man. My bad.
I got it off my chest.
My bad, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Told, man. It had to be told.
Blame the liquor, bro.